It's officially 2023. Or maybe it's still 2022, depending when I upload this video. But anyway, it means we are now only a few months away from the start of the 2023 F1 season. And today, I'll be giving out my 5 predictions for what I think will happen in the season. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 content. As you can see below, about 75% of my viewers are not actually subscribed to the channel. If you're one of those, please do me a favour and tap that little subscribe button. It really does help me out, and it will make my 2023 just a little bit better if you do that. Now to the video. 2023 is going to be a fantastic season in my opinion. With stable regulations, I really do think we are going to see the pack close up a lot and the fight for first will be even more competitive than ever before. Which means that this prediction video is probably going to be completely wrong, but it'll be a blast to make anyway. Down below, please let me know what are your predictions for this season, and without any further ado, let's get started. My first prediction for the 2023 season is a straightforward one. I need to make sure I get one right after all. My first prediction is that Mercedes will win more races than they did in 2022. Shocking, I know, but in 2022, Mercedes only won one race all year long, and given that they ended 2022 with a much better car than they started, I think they'll absolutely smash that number of wins for this season. By the end of last year, they were in a position where they could have won quite a few of those last few races, if luck was a little bit more on their side. With this in mind, I really do think that they will win more races now that they have a full season, hopefully with a more competitive car. Also with the amount of extra development time that they will have compared to Red Bull, especially with Red Bull's extra penalty, I really do think they can make some more ground up if they are still a little bit behind. Now that I've picked the easiest possible prediction, let's go with something a little bit more interesting. My next prediction is that Aston Martin will join the fight between Alpine and McLaren for 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. How will they do this? Well, I do believe that Alpine will have the best car of the 3 teams. However, in my opinion, they may struggle with moving forward as a team in that all-important development race. Not just because of Ocon and Gasly potentially being a difficult pairing should they come together at any point, but also because for me, both drivers have still got a lot to prove in terms of if they can develop a car for a season as it progresses. And this is going to be a big challenge for that team this season, in my opinion. If they can start the season and end it with the 4th best car, then they will have done an incredible job. McLaren for me will have the strongest driver lineup with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Lando has already proven and shown himself to me that he has potential to be a top 5 driver on the grid, and Oscar Piastri has had such an incredible junior career that he really has all the potential in the world to join Lando in being a top 5 driver. So, with that in mind, how does Aston Martin join this fight? Well, the Stroll family have made an incredible investment, and it's clear that they are throwing absolutely everything at building up the Aston Martin team. They have hired multiple people from Red Bull and Mercedes over the last couple of years, and really in 2023, that's the year where we will start to see the benefits of those hirings. Not only that, but we know from the last 10 or 12 years that Fernando Alonso will give absolutely everything that he has to make sure that that car finishes as high up the field as it possibly can do. The only worry for Aston Martin is of course his teammate, Lance Stroll. Stroll really does have to step up to the plate if Aston Martin are to have any hope of success against McLaren and Alpine in 2023. But in my opinion, with everyone that they've hired over the last couple of years, they have every opportunity of doing just that. Will they finish 4th in the championship? Probably not, but there's a chance that they can join the fight. My third prediction for 2023 is that F1 will once again have a shock victory from a driver outside of the big 3 teams. One of the biggest shames about the 2022 season was that there was no shock winners. K-Mag's pole position was absolutely an incredible moment in Brazil, but unfortunately for the race itself, it was incredibly short-lived due to him finishing down in 8th in the sprint race, and then in the Grand Prix itself he was taken out on the first lap. Therefore, in 2023, I think there will be a shock win and a shock result, but the question is what driver will produce that result? And realistically, it's going to be between Alpine and McLaren. For me though, if I had to pick one of the 4 drivers from those 2 teams, I've got to say I think it will be Lando Norris, who wins his first ever Grand Prix. So I guess that's my prediction. Lando Norris is going to win his first Grand Prix. I'm not brave enough to say what race it will be, but I think it can be some race this season, and it's probably going to be a rain-affected race where it does happen. Before I get into the last two predictions, I just want to say if you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 content. I have so much content for 2023 that I have planned that, guys, you just want to hit that little subscribe button and be ready for all the content that I have to give you away. Now to the last two predictions, and my first prediction is that the Mercedes team is going to win one of the two championships this year. Yep, I really do believe that in 2023, Mercedes will be back to their best, and they will be in a position to win one of the two potential championships. But the question is, of course, which championship? Well, maybe sadly for George fans and Team LH, I think that Mercedes is going to win the Constructors' Championship. With a much stronger car, they will be in a position to fight, and I really do believe that overall, they will have the strongest driver pairing out of any team on the grid. But even with that, I do expect that they're still going to be a little bit behind the Ferrari and the Red Bull team. But that being said, I do expect both Lewis Hamilton and George Russell to win races and be there fighting for the Drivers' World Championship in some capacity, with both drivers fighting for that championship and Ferrari and Red Bull realistically only having one driver fast enough to fight over a season. That's how I think that Mercedes are going to win the Constructors' Championship. Which leaves my final prediction, and in a way the most important prediction, which is who will win the Drivers' World Championship. I have already ruled out Lewis Hamilton winning a historic 8th World Championship and George Russell winning his first World Championship, which means that realistically it's down to two drivers. Will Max make it 3 in a row? Well, I'm going to say no. That's right, my prediction for the 2023 Drivers' World Championship is Charles Leclerc. For me, this is the best possible opportunity that he has to win a championship in at least the near distance future. Red Bull in the second half of 2023 will really feel the effects of the development penalty, and Mercedes might be almost there, but I don't think they will be there and will be as close as Ferrari will be, meaning that provided Ferrari get a great baseline car, which they already have from last season, added with the extra development time, they should be able to close that gap up and in the second half of 2023 really overtake Red Bull. And with this in mind, I do believe that Charles Leclerc, with Ferrari fully behind him, can take the fight to Max Verstappen. However, sadly for Carlos Sainz, he will have to be the second driver. For me, this is the only way that Ferrari can fight for a driver's championship. They have to concentrate fully on Charles Leclerc and build the car around him. If they don't do this, then I don't think that this prediction will happen. But there we go. Charles Leclerc to win the Drivers' World Championship is my final prediction. But that is my thoughts though. The question is, what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. What are your 5 predictions for the 2023 season? And as always, comment, leave a like, and subscribe for more F1 content. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful 2023.